AJ, nice to chat. Good to have you back aboard here. Let's do a big picture feel first. We all know this is a wide open deal, 60 games, but you have a young team that's still trying to develop. So it's a fine line that your ball club tries to thread. Give me some thoughts on that first. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think obviously 60 games, so it's I think it's wide open for everybody. Nobody's gone through a season like this before, so I think from that standpoint, everybody's going in eyes wide open to see how things play out. I think from our standpoint, we feel like we have a club the last 3 or 4 years have been building towards a team that we feel like is going to be competitive. And so it's tough to in the AL West, NL West, the teams we're going to play there. There's a lot of formidable clubs. So you've got the Dodgers, you've got the D-backs, and Rockies, Giants, and then flipping over to the American League, it's going to be we'll have our hands cut out for us, or it's going to be a tough job, but looking forward to the season getting going.
All right, so this is not a developmental scenario like I'd say might be for the Blue Jays. Young team, young pitchers, Tatis. So you're trying to win. This is a year, no nonsense. 60 games. Let's try to steal a playoff berth. That's the Padre front office mindset. Let me hear.
Yeah, I think we feel like we have a good blend of young talented players, a bunch of guys that last year you mentioned Tatis and guys like Chris Paddock, Cal Quantrill, some guys that last year in their rookie season got a taste for Major League Baseball, and overall I think handled that first taste pretty well. But we've also got a blend with other players that have been there, done that. Adding Tommy Pham to the mix with Machado and others. I think from our standpoint, obviously looking to be very competitive right out of the gate.
All right, new manager. It's a tricky scenario to try to evaluate. He has a spring training, then a 4.5-month pause, and then he's got summer camp in his ballpark, and then he's got a 60-game sprint for a new guy out of Texas. Give me some thoughts there for a second. Let me hear.
Yeah, for Jay Stingler, definitely not the way anybody drew it up, and definitely not the way he drew it up in terms of his first season managing a major league club. But I think everybody understands it's obviously everybody's dealing with it throughout the country in terms of the pandemic, and this is the way it is. I think he's done a great job of keeping our players and our organization focused. I think that the summer camp here in the last few weeks, I think he's gone through it and kind of navigated through to make sure our guys are in good shape and seem like they're ready to play baseball. And he's been positive throughout the whole ordeal. And I think he's very much looking forward to Friday and officially getting that first game under his belt.
All right, two young players in Paddock and Tatis. One a pitcher. We all know about Tatis with the back issue, with the spasms. They didn't play there basically from mid-August on. All systems go. You take it easy with the pitcher on a pitch count, innings limitation. Sense with those two. Fire away.
Yeah, I think in terms of Tatis, he had a stress fracture at the end of last year and cost him the last couple of months of his rookie season. So he's healed, ready to go. He's got zero issues with that. So we're expecting that to be behind him and expecting him to be full go right out of the gate here and continue to build on last season. With Chris, I think a couple things. He was coming off of the fact, he had never thrown more than, north of 100+ innings or so last year and doing it at the major league level. So obviously feel like he's a big part of what we're doing for the future. So we were smart with him, but we let him go wire to wire and just manage the inning. And, I think tried to get him off days as much as possible last year. I think this year it's a different scenario with the 60 games. So exactly how we do it, whether that's 5-man, 6-man, using, we have a long stretch of games in August. We're going to want our best guys pitching. We're going to want our best guys on the mound. He's one of our best, so he's going to get plenty of opportunity and plenty of innings this year.
All right, couple quickies. Machado, bad last 2 months. What's your take on a 60-game sprint for your third baseman?
Yeah, I think with Manny, I think you mentioned first half last year, May and June when we went into the break there. I think we had taken 3 out of 4 up in LA and went into the break a couple games out of the wild card. And overall we just didn't fire in the second half. And I think Manny came into camp, the original spring training camp, in very good shape. He's been, from our standpoint, we expect him to be a big part of the lineup, hitting somewhere in the middle part of the order. And obviously everybody knows defensively what he's capable of. So I think 60 games, everybody understands how important each one of these games are. It's basically playoff mentality right out of the gate. And, feel like, man, he's going to be a big part of it for us.
And last thing, I mean, the road trips are going to be weird. Young players secluded for the most part, can't go anywhere. You would like to avoid three-city road trips. Obviously, teams in the West, a little harder to do that. You have a couple of them. Give me your thoughts. That's a long. You don't want three-city road trips when you can't go anywhere outside of your hotel with a young team. So that is something you're going to have to navigate. How you think your ball club's going to manage that? Give me some thoughts.
Yeah, man, we were, I think the youngest team in the league last year will be one of the younger teams again this year. But I think the biggest thing is, no matter what age you are, I think our players making a commitment to each other, understanding that, one, from a health and safety standpoint, understanding like taking the virus seriously, whether that's, following the MLB protocols, masks, social distancing, washing hands. I mean, all the things that everybody's been talking about, reading about over the last few months. But, also I think it's a competitive advantage. The team that can, there's no guarantee that, a player's not going to go down after having exposure to the virus. But I think all of our players have been talking a lot. We've been trying to educate our group constantly to the fact that, things are going to be totally different this year, and understanding that, avoiding areas of that may increase your chances of getting exposure to somebody that may have the coronavirus, and that's going to be part of the deal. So we'll continue to talk to our group about it, understanding we have young players, and on the road things will be different. But I think our players have a pretty good grasp of that. I think they have a pretty good understanding of that. And, it may not be perfect here right out of the gate, but I think our players are, every day you adapt, and I think our group will adapt pretty well to the new environment, including the road trips.
Good job there, AJ. We chat soon. Get off to a good start. Thanks for a few. Keep it up. Appreciate it.
All right, Chris. Appreciate it. Thanks.